I pledge allegiance to the
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Alvarez.
Present.
Councilman Lord.
Here.
Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Councilman Larka.
Here.
Supervisor Hay.
Here. Okay, the first item on the agenda this evening is a special permit hearing, public hearing for Classic M&J Properties, 4 Sodom Lane, tax map 68.5-2-13. I make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, for the public, Classic M&J Properties is a woodworking shop and office used within an existing mixed residential and commercial building. The proposed project is located in the NB zoning district on an approximately 0.17 acre parcel located at 4 Sodom Lane, South Putnam County, New York. Now, down by Carbell, there's a blinking light. Go straight ahead to the stop sign. Go up about 200 yards, stop sign. If you make a right, that is the location of it. So with that, I'm open this public hearing now. Was it seconded already, Michelle, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see if is anyone want to make comment on this particular project?
Tony,
Tell
I did
them
have
how to
one.
raise their hand.
Well, I'm going to make a quick comment from the board.
Oh.
So I went in looking at these plans, I noticed that there was 3 apartments in this building. There's one here, and then one here and one here. And I just had looked it up in ImageMate, and I noticed that it only showed it as one apartment. So I did call to the building department and ask if it was 3 or 1, just to make sure our records are updated, and they're going to get back to me. But it was just one concern I had about this. That was all.
Okay. We can address that prior to issuing of actual special permit itself.
Okay.
Can we see if there's anyone that wishes to make a comment? I can't see all of them.
Yeah. So there's 3 people on the phone that if anybody wants to make a comment, either raise your hand and I can unmute you, or you can unmute yourself if you'd like. Sorry, nobody's raised their hand, and it doesn't appear.
Do they know how to? Did you explain to them how to raise their hand just in case?
Yeah, if you're not sure how to raise your hand, on the bottom there should be a button that says participants. If you click that button, you should be able to see something by your name that says raise your hand. Otherwise, on the bottom left-hand part of the screen, there should be an icon, a little microphone that you can click to unmute yourself. So Tony, still nobody's raised their hands, or it doesn't appear that anybody's unmuted themselves.
Okay. Okay. As a policy with these types of meetings, we're going to extend the comment period for an additional 10 days from today so people can send in written comments. So with that, I'll make a motion to leave it open until that point in time. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, that would be Edwin.
Got
All
it.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, Ms. McCaffrey, thank you for attending this evening.
Okay, thank you. Sign off.
Okay, next time, there's nothing on the work session this evening, so we're going to go to the regular meeting portion. Waive the reading of the correspondence.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Approval of the voucher list, $1,069,660.37. So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Number 3, setting of meeting dates and public hearings. All meetings will be held at 1360 Route 22, Brewster, New York, at 7 p.m. unless otherwise noted. Thursday, May 7th, 2020, and Thursday, May 21st, 2020. So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Waive the reading of the budget transfers. Now, what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, because of the way this is set up, it's difficult to do. So next time we're going to have like 2 agendas, one live one so people can click on like they're doing now, and also all the backup for the resolutions. I don't want to be confusing to the public, but we're going to have to do it one way. So in the future, we're going to have the agenda, and then we're going to have the agenda with backup, but that would not be live, okay? Number 5 is a resolution, Interior Rock, Inc., commercial site plan, established performance bond. Now therefore be resolved that the bond amount shall be established for the project set forth below. Project name, Interior Rock Site Plan. Bond amount, site improvements, $757,000. Soil and erosion, $30,280. And be further resolved that a certified copy of this resolution shall be transmitted by the town clerk to the planning board secretary forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, number 6. It's a resolution for a special permit extension WB New York LLC Independent Way. Now therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Southeast hereby makes the following findings of fact in connection with the instant application. The proposed use is in such location and is a size and character that it will be in harmony with the appropriate and orderly development of the surrounding district and will not be detrimental to the immediate site or adjacent properties. 2, the location and size of the proposed use, the nature and intensity of the operations involved in or conducted in connection therewith, its site layout, and its relation to access streets will be such that both pedestrian and vehicular traffic to and from the use and the assembly of persons in connection therewith will not be hazardous, provided conditions set forth herein are incorporated in any final approval. 3, the exterior appearance of the proposed structures will not hinder or discourage the development and use of adjacent land and buildings. And 4, the proposed use will not require such additional public facilities or services or create financial burdens upon the town greater than those which characterize uses permitted as of right. And be further resolved that due to the fact that there have been no substantive changes to the project and no substantive changes to the zoning requirements affecting the project subject premises, the town board hereby waives any requirement for further public hearings on the application of a special permit. And be further resolved that based upon the foregoing findings, the town board of the town of Southeast hereby grants and extends a special use permit to WB New York LLC in connection with the subject premises in accordance with statements of use prepared and submitted to the planning board in connection with the project development plan application and incorporated herein by reference on the following conditions. 1, the applicant shall operate the facility in compliance with all conditions set forth in Article 10 of the zoning code. And 2, all signs or advertising in connection with the subject enterprise shall comply with the provisions of the zoning code. 3, in an effort to mitigate any adverse impact of the project may have on pedestrian and vehicular traffic in the vicinity, any final improvement by the planning board shall contain a condition that the applicant shall construct a sidewalk along Independent Way connecting the subject premises to the existing parking facilities adjacent to the Metro North facilities located at the end of Independent Way, and shall be responsible for the maintenance and upkeep, including the removal of snow and ice from the sidewalks. No certificate of occupancy or certificate of compliance shall be issued for the proposed development unless and until such sidewalk facilities are constructed and approved by the town's consultant engineer. 4, the planning board shall employ the advice of its engineering and design professionals to mitigate any adverse drainage or sheet flow of stormwater which may exacerbated by the impervious surfaces and improvements being proposed, and incorporate same to any final approval of the foregoing project development plan application. And be further resolved that the foregoing grant of extension of the special permit shall run concurrently with the grant of a final site plan approval by the planning board. And be further resolved that the town clerk is hereby authorized and directed to forward a certified copy of this resolution to WB New York LLC, the owner of the subject premises, and to the secretary of the town Southeast Planning Board forthwith. So move for discussion.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, let me get my agenda. Okay. Okay, Next is the supervisor's financial report. And that's one of the things you don't have in front of you tonight, but it'll be there tomorrow. As you can tell by what's going on with the economy out there, there's going to be a challenge for not only this municipality, but every municipality in the country. And I can tell you now, we've always watched every penny. There's not really a lot more we can do because in all honesty, we are very thrifty in our spending, but we do watch every dime that's being spent. We have some additional expenses because of what's going on. All the employees are still actively being paid. Some work from home, some work here. Everyone is being accounted for. We're still having marriage licenses, but the court revenues are non-existent now for, it's been almost 2 months now. They've been completely closed. And I think the last I saw, they were almost 1.5 years in arrears as far as having people come in front of them. So I can tell you it's going to be a challenging budget when we get ready to do it. I feel bad for the public because most of our tax revenue comes, of course, from the public. Many of them are unemployed at this point in time. So we're going to do everything humanly possible as a town board to reduce any kind of spending and do what we can. I mean, the tax cap, I'm not sure what they're going to do with it this year, but we will make every effort when I prepare our budget this year to take that into effect. And we're watching every penny. And other than that, next on the agenda was public comment. They have until 6 p.m. to send any kind of a note to the town. We received none. And I'll take now some comment from the town board. John?
Yeah, yesterday was Earth Day, and the town has, in the past, had an Earth Day cleanup that we organized. We would get some supplies from our carting company. They would provide vests and gloves in the past. This year, it's a special circumstance. It has, in the past, it's been a social endeavor as much as a pickup. The Milltown Association gathers, and within about 3-4 hours, they get their whole area cleaned. You get 20-30 people coming out and having coffee and donuts on Old Milltown Road. Can't do that this year because of social distancing. And they also don't think it's a good idea. But in any case, if people want to do this, if you'd like to participate and you'd like to continue the tradition of Earth Day and pick up roadside litter, please contact us. We're going to be making bags, gloves, and vests available to individuals and groups for use from the weekend of April 25, 26, this weekend, through the weekend of May 16, 17. Please note there's a limited supply of gloves and vests. We do have plenty of bags. Please call Supervisor Hay at 845-279-5345 to make an appointment to pick up the bags from Town Hall at 1360 Route 22. We'd need to know your name, email address, and phone number, the roads that you plan to clean up, and the number of bags that you think you will need. If you do decide to participate, please be very careful. Wear gloves and a mask. Do not congregate in groups and practice safe distancing from others. Please wear protective clothing, and please arm yourself against ticks. Thanks a lot. There's no pressure. I know a lot of more people are walking around now because of the coronavirus pandemic. People seem to be slowing down and getting out more. And if you care to pick up roadside litter, we would welcome your help. Thank you.
Well, I can tell you your plea's been successful thus far. Today I handed out to 3 different individuals. I received phone calls from 3 others making plans to come here. We handed out bags, gloves, and the vests left over from last year. We do have more coming in again from Suburban Carting, which they've contributed to the cost for the past couple of years. And I'm keeping a record of everyone is, you know, and identifying what roads are being done. I think the Mike that's on there now is Mike Burdick, and him and his crew will be picking them up like normal. We'll report to him where they will be. And so far, so good. It's been a good response thus far, I believe.
Thanks, Tony.
Anyone else?
I
Okay,
think just, Tony, are you going to mention about that we're opening for electronics recycling?
yep,
Okay.
you can continue with it.
I forgot the date. I know it's not
Okay.
this weekend. It's next weekend. I think it's May 2nd.
May 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll be open from 10 to 2 o'clock. We're back to normal. We're going to practice social distancing. We didn't do it the last time because we were in the height of the epidemic, so to speak. Things are cooling down a little bit, but don't get over enthused, people. It's got a long way to go. And I got other things to say, so if anyone else wants to go before I go.
I just want to mention that the boards that help us with the town, the planning board, the zoning board of appeals, the architectural review board, they're all meeting, and their meetings are available to listen to and watch. Just check the town website. They're really busy. I think the planning board had a 2-hour meeting. Architectural review board last night had quite a long meeting as well. And these people are still working very hard for the town. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I had spoken to Edwin earlier in the week about the fireworks. I've talked to Patty and Kathy about the beach opening this year and swimming. I did contact the Department of Health, and they're waiting for some guidelines to be brought down from the state. We don't know when they're coming, but I told them they better hurry up because, you know, we have to start hiring people for the beach soon. But until we get any kind of confirmation whether we can open or not open or what the regulations will be. So once we have that, I'll let you all know and we'll make our decision accordingly. But it's going to be controlled by the governor and the state and one of his edicts that will come down and say yay or nay. To our seniors, hang in there. It's going to be a while before you guys can meet, only because, you know, it's a big room, but it's still closed quarters and we have to have social distancing. And I've heard from a few of you, I know you're getting impatient, you want to get out and do things. Well, hang in there. Again, 911 number, it's really, really important still that you have to go out there. False alarms, please be careful with those. There's no burning until May 16th. That's a state law, a state ban on burning. So you can't burn anywhere in Putnam County, and you can't apply for a burn permit. They're not available until May 16th. Continue practicing social distancing and wear a mask. And from the entire town board, we want to have a very special thank you to all of you that are going above and beyond the call of duty in helping our residents, neighbors, and friends. Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. We close tonight's meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all for coming.